Hello, Conrad and Lucy and Caleb. Hang on to your seats. We're about to engage in one of the greatest story arcs of all time. You've heard me say this before, but this time I really mean it. This is a long story, and so it'll take us several videos to get through it, but it will be worth it. So let's look at the cover of the very first issue, and look who that is. Yes, it says Enter Doctor Doom. But it's not only Doctor Doom. Look up here. It's the Silver Surfer. And of course, Johnny's friend Wyatt Wingfoot is still with us. But you know what? There are still two other supervillains that are not even on the cover, but they're going to jump into our story at the very start. So let's get with it. All right, the fabulous FF thought they had trouble enough, but then enter Doctor Doom. But not only Doctor Doom, look, it's the Sandman. Remember, the Sandman is part of the Frightful Four, the group that defeated the Fantastic Four once before. What's going on? All right, the editor says that this issue is also featuring the sinister specter of the sensational Sandman. Reed says, Ben, Sue, look sharp. The guards are unconscious. See, the policemen are unconscious. They're at the state prison. When we answered the call to come to the state prison, we fell into a trap. Sue says, Reed, Ben, look out. And the thing says, they said we should come here because the Sandman and the Wizard were ready to sing if we'd help get them a parole. Blast it, even my Aunt Petunia wouldn't have believed a nutty story like that, but we had to fall for it. Whoever whumped these guys is an expert whumper from way back. Look, this blurb says that it co-stars the Wizard. Okay, so that's Sandman's partner. The Inhumans, we'll see them again. And of course, we know about the Silver Surfer. Splat! It's the Sandman. He's increased his size. He's preparing to, he's dumped a load of sand on everybody. Thing says, you blamed walking string bean. Can't you ever just shout heads up like anyone else? Sandman says, it doesn't matter what you say. You're all washed up. My next blast will finish you off forever. And Sue says, too much sand, too widely dispersed. I can't wrap my force field around enough of it. But here comes the Thing. He says, no crummy hunk of sand is going to polish off the blue-eyed Thing. Once I get my paws on you, there won't be enough left to fill an hourglass with. Sandman says, think so? Here I am, you lumpy windbag. Come and get me. I was hoping you'd ask. It's clobbering time. Hey, what gives? His fist just punches through the Sandman. You brainless baboon. Have you forgotten how I can reform my own body molecules? And it's true. He can make his body almost intangible. But then he can make his fist rock hard. He says, just as I can soften myself to the consistency of wet, soggy sand, so I can instantly make my body rock hard, hard enough even to hurt the Thing. Crack! Pow! Wow! But I ain't got time to waste pounding him, not when you're an easier target, Richards. Mister, how many times do I have to beat you before you'll realize how wrong you are? Then he whispers, back, Sue, stay back, leave him to me. Reaching out suddenly, Mr. Fantastic presses a nearby air duct control panel, and a split second later, shwarp! That'll keep him busy for a few minutes. and this air duct sucks the sand out. Sue says, but Reed, that duct leads outside. He'll escape from the prison. I've already thought of that, honey. Just trap the sand with your force field before it's all passed through. He can never actually separate his body. He can't escape so long as any of his sandy molecules are trapped behind him. Sue? Sue? Hurry! What are you waiting for? Well, look what she's waiting for. Someone has grabbed her from behind. It's the wizard. And he says, you outsmarted yourself that time, Richards. I wanted the Sandman to get away. And then now the Thing gets involved, and look at all the guards that rush in. Thing says, he's away all right. Some big fat heroes we are. And Reed says, the wizard, you were in this with him too. Easy, Sue dear. The guards have him safely in tow now. He and the Sandman must have been planning this for months. They took us all by surprise, but at least the wizard didn't get away, and he's supposed to be the brains of the team. And Wizard says, you fools, how long do you think you can hold me while the Sandman is free outside? This was how I planned it. With my powerful partner at large, it's only a matter of time before he returns for me. Think so? He might just leave the wizard in there. He talks too much. All right, and this policeman complains, hey, easy with that arm of yours. He's talking to Mr. Fantastic. A thing like that could hurt a guy. Oh, sorry, fella, I didn't realize you were just trying to stop the missus from falling. And this fella says, hold on to him, guys, talking about the wizard. That bozo's almost as slippery as Sandman himself. Lucky he doesn't have any anti-grav devices on him. I hope. Well, I hope too. And then Reed Richards reaches out and looks at his wrist. Chloroform capsules taped to his wrist. So that's how you managed to knock out the guards. Please. No applause, brags the wizard. It was simplicity itself to feign illness and then to pocket these capsules when I was taken to the dispensary. Surely you realize by now, not for nothing am I called the wizard. You're smart, all right, says Reed. So smart that you spent half your worthless life behind bars. And Sue says, Reed, darling, Johnny is still searching for the Inhumans. We never know when the Silver Surfer will return. The mystery of subspace is always beckoning. And now this, old menaces threatening us anew. She worries a lot, doesn't she? Forget it, Susie, says the Thing. After a guy like Galactus, these two crumbs don't hardly rate. But, Sue responds, Galactus is gone, and they're still here. So she doesn't worry about Galactus, but she worries about the menaces that are right by. And so the editor says, since the newly wedded Mrs. Richards seems to be the worrying type, perhaps it's fortunate that she is unaware of another menace, which is shortly to appear on the scene, possibly the most fearsome menace of all. Shoom! Out goes a small little rocket. I wonder what that's about. In far-off Latveria, one of the last remaining absolute monarchies, an atomissile is launched from atop the royal castle. An atomissile. I wonder what that's about. With unfailing precision, the tiny jewel-like atomic-powered rocket hones in on its human target. Not human, cosmic. And there's the Silver Surfer, and he says, a message-bearing cylinder hurtling to me from the castle beyond, delicately programmed to make a pinpoint landing right at the feet of the Silver Surfer. I'm intrigued. Never before have I stood in the presence of earthly royalty, and the message says, Summons Royal. Know ye, by all these presents, we have sighted you from our castle observatory. As a stranger to this land, you are summoned to our court by royal command, Doom Rex. Rex? What? I didn't sign that letter. Rex? Why's my name on that letter? Did you know that my name, Rex, is the Latin word for king? Da 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 da! And so my name means king. And so when Dr. Doom says Doom Rex, he means that he's king of Latveria. Well, we all learn something, don't we? Thus, a meeting is about to take place, a meeting which is destined to have the gravest effect upon the careers, the very lives of the Fantastic Four, not to mention the whole world and the universe beyond. I can't wait. All right, so the Silver Surfer leaps upon his surfboard and flies into the castle. Moments later, the inevitable takes place. Men call me the Silver Surfer. Welcome, then, says Doom, to our supremely sovereign presence, to the royal court of Dr. Doom. If only the Silver Surfer knew what we know, he'd fly right back out that window. Awesome accounts of your prowess have even reached this far-off land, Doom continues. It is said you are a being from space with power beyond description, beyond mortal comprehension. I am the Silver Surfer. Why do you rule other human beings? What quality of leadership do you possess that so sets you apart? I, replies Doom, I am but a humble servant of my people. It is you I wish to learn about, for power has ever been my God, and in all the universe there can be no greater truth than knowledge is power. Now, let us discuss that strange board of yours. It has been reported that during a fight between you and the Thing, even his bestial strength could not damage it. And the Surfer agrees. That which you speak of is true, mortal. My board is composed of cosmic energy, and such energy can never be destroyed, not even when it exists in a physically solid form. And look, he gestures, and the board emits cosmic energy everywhere, to the shock and surprise of Dr. Doom. Cosmic energy, but there is nothing to equal it, not anywhere on Earth. It has no equal in the galaxy itself, for it can both destroy and create. How can I believe you? I have not seen you create a single object. Let us consider something as simple as a weapon. Can you create a weapon which will employ cosmic energy? The Surfer replies, it is mere child's play for the Silver Surfer. Zzz. So he points his fingers outward. Stand you back and observe. And Doom says, I can almost see it forming, molecule by molecule. Surfer says, precisely. That is how it does form itself, Monarch. There, it is done. What a simple weapon. Looks kind of like a wrench. You call this a mighty weapon? Questions Doom. It is almost weightless. I have no interest in merely swatting flies. Surfer answers, the power you hold is beyond compare. Merely tap it gently against yonder wall. What good will a simple tap do? Wait! A ripple of force seems to be coming from it, growing each second. It's cracking the wall, reaching to the floor. Thack! Look what that simple tap has done with that cosmic weapon. Batoom! The entire tower room is crumbling. The impact is spreading further and further. All that you have told me then is true. Doom is impressed, and I suspect it takes a lot to impress Dr. Doom. With such a weapon as this, I could control a world. Even the accursed thing would be helpless before me. But look, behind. Silver Surfer gestures once more. Zzzt. You made some sort of sudden gesture, and then the weapon vanished. Surfer explains. In the hands of Earthlings, such a device might eventually destroy the universe. I have studied this planet for many long months and have reached the conclusion that mankind is truly mad. But now I must restore your chamber. Therefore stand you back once more while I perform the task. And Doom reaches out his hand. There is no need for that. My serfs shall set it to rights. Come, we have many matters of great magnitude to be discussed. At this point, O true believer, we ask your tolerance for the Silver Surfer. How can he, an alien castaway from endless space, be expected to know that he is putting himself in the hands of the most deadly, the most dangerous, the most utterly demoniac villain on the face of the earth? And so trusting, Doom says, follow me, my friend, from the cosmos, for I have countless wonders of my own for you to behold. And so the Surfer follows Doom. Meanwhile, back in New York, the ever-loving thing searches for the escaped Sandman in his own merry way. Of all the dad-blasted, crummy, chicken-scratching ways to spend a Saturday when I ought to be home watching the Mets. Hey, Stretcho, how much longer do I have to float up around here? Until we find him, Ben. So he's searching away on his little jet cycle. I do the work, same as always, while you wear yourself out talking through that blasted squawk box of yours. Nuts. I'd be better off working for the Yancey Street gang. Well, if you don't stop griping, you may be. Ha ha, big joke. And then spectators say, look, up there, isn't that the thing on a jet cycle? Well, it's not Mary Poppins. That's a very astute observation. I still can't believe that guy is for real. Well, do you believe that Mary Poppins is for real? All right, let's get it all together here. Ben, says Reed, speaking of Yancey Street, if you haven't looked there, do it. We can't afford to miss a single bet. Oh, Reed, says Sue, do you think we'll ever find the Sandman? Sue tends to be a bit of a pessimist. And Reed says, I hope so, honey, before he finds us. Sorry, Richards, that's one hope that ain't gonna come true. The Sandman! You forget how easy I can climb up a sheer wall, huh? I figure you got all the stuff in this lab that I'll need to free the wizard. And as long as I hold on to this chick of yours, you ain't about to stop me. So he reaches out and he grabs Sue, and she says, don't mind me, my darling, get him. Reed says, mister, you just made the biggest mistake of your whole rotten life. Yeah, you don't grab Reed Richards' wife, because after all, he is Mr. Fantastic. And so here he comes in his disc form. Nobody threatens my wife and stays around to brag of it, and I mean nobody. Zit! Forming his incredibly pliable body into a madly spinning disc, Mr. Fantastic knifes between Sandman and his captive, freeing Sue instantly. You did it! My hero, says Sue. Blast you, Richards, says Sandman. Take cover, Sue, says Mr. Fantastic. He's all mine now. But then as the separated particles of Sandman flow back to the murderous intruder, he says, okay, mister, this is it. I'm going to do something I should have done a long time ago. I'm going to belt you into the middle of next week. You make it sound real easy, punk, retorts Mr. Fantastic. But even a rock-like fist can't hurt someone if it can't touch him. Thumb! big deal. You can't dodge me forever. Remember, I can change my body around just like you can, except I'm a heck of a lot stronger. Only in the head, Big Mouth, retorts Mr. Fantastic. Okay, Sue, plan G. Let's go, honey. Huh, says Sandman. A lot of good she can do you now. Well, yes, she can. Look. Hey, I can't get close enough to grab you. What gives? He says, maybe it's a lot of good she couldn't do me. Good work, darling. Now follow my cues and do exactly what I tell you to. I won't fail you, Reed, Sue answers. So that's it. You must have surrounded him with your invisible force field, huh? Well, how long do you think I'll let you keep that up? As long as my husband needs it. You don't scare me, Sandman. And then Reed says, now, Sue, drop it. Remove your force field and take cover. Then at the very split second that the force field is gone, a lightning swift arm whips overhead, zooming to the wall behind the Sandman. The electro gun. I got it. Now, you sand-coated snake, it's my turn to call the shots. This is the one weapon that can stop you. Even sand is susceptible to high-powered electro charges. Get to the phone, Sue. Alert the police. I'll hold him at bay till they arrive. And so Sue runs off thinking, I hope the blast gun is fully charged. Zack. And these electro charges go out surrounding Sandman. I was a fool to challenge Richards. He's too smart. He thinks too fast. I got to get out of here and fast. He says, okay, you win this round, but I still got an ace up my sleeve. If I shoot a whole mess of sand right into your gun's rays, it'll become electrically charged like this. Zit! And so his sand particles shoot toward Mr. Fantastic, picking up all those electrical charges. Spask! I was wrong about him. I didn't think Sandman had the brains enough to figure that out. If I'd stood my ground for another second, that electrically charged sand would have given me a fatal jolt. Then, as Mr. Fantastic waits for the charge to be dissipated, he's diffusing his sand molecules, slithering under the storage room door. There's no way they can stop me now, thinks the Sandman, and he's going into the advanced equipment storage unit. Oh no. He's activated the Impregno lock inside. It'll take me at least 5 minutes to work it open. And Sue says that means he'll have all that time to make use of the equipment you've got in there. Reed says, sounds like he's tearing the place apart, and we can't stop him. Then exactly 300 seconds later, he's gone. But look at your room. He took whatever he could carry with him. He must have figured that even if he couldn't understand it, the wizard could. Luckily, he left some of my most valuable components behind. He could be anywhere by now, realizes Reed. That sandy body of his can adhere to the side of a wall, so it's simple for him to make his escape through the window, just as he made his entrance. Oh, Reed, says Sue, how can we ever defeat an enemy who has the power of Sandman? Don't worry, darling. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. And I'm sure they will. But we'll have to see it happen next time. And next time, we'll also see what Dr. Doom has scheming in his brain about the Silver Surfer. I bet he's up to no good. And maybe we'll see the Inhumans and Johnny and Wyatt Wingfoot. There's so much going on with the Fantastic Four right now. It's hard to keep up. It's like they're the Fantastic Dozen. All right. So lots of activities, lots of characters, lots of adventure. We're going to come back and read more about it later. Thanks for hanging in with me. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.